You're on videotape.
Pause.
Hello.
Paused it, right?
You have to say that all over.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump into reviewing addition and subtraction of fractions. We did it, we learned last week, about adding and subtracting and a little bit of simplifying just because Ms. Turner had asked questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's just start off with 7/8. You want? Oh, I got.
I'm sorry, this is
Here.
for this
Her.
lesson. Okay.
Yep.
Here.
So 7/8. Thanks, babe. 7/8 minus 3/4. Okay. I want you to go ahead and solve that one. Do you
So
remember?
you said we could, instead of just like multiplying each other, we could multiply like this by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's what I was going to jump into a little bit of today. I wanted to see if you remembered
I
us
wanna
talking
try
about
that.
it. Okay.
Do you know Teresa Woods? No. She has the PDS program at Fort Hays. She's part of the science stuff I do.
Okay. So if you were to do it the way you had done it last time, so that's right. But remember last time you were doing it like this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
So,
you're saying we could have probably simplified it.
and so we could have simplified it. So we would still simplify this, and how would I simplify that?
You would divide it by 8. Well,
What would I divide it by?
4
So how many times does 4 go into 4? Can be divided by 4.
once.
Yep. And then how many times can,
8 times.
and we get the same answer, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what you know that one you had the 100 and something answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to show you. Like you could have just multiplied it by 20 or by 5 to get to 20.
This way.
So simpler.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you like that way. So we did some subtraction. Let's do some addition. Let's do 3/5 plus 5/8. 3/5 plus 5/8. Let's do that one.
This one, they're not evens. Well, that one's not even, so it wouldn't make that.
So you have to find the
Yeah.
common denominator. And this will lead into our next lesson, and I'm not going to jump on it, but I'll tell you what it's called when you write that fraction out, okay?
Okay.
So, does this look like a proper or improper fraction?
Improper. I'm about to write the proper one.
So you know your proper and improper and how to convert into mixed numbers.
That's
Well,
really
I
cool.
already knew improper.
Okay,
It's just the converting.
okay.
See here. What's it doing? Oh, yes. Oh, I was writing or.
Right.
So I might just give you a quick little pre-test review of this and see how much you can do on it, and then we might just jump into converting them to decimals, okay? Next time. Now that I know you can do that, that's really good. So today we're going to work on pencils and markers everywhere. Or multiplying. And
Stay.
so a lot of this lesson is going to what always focusing on multiplying, and then simplifying. And then there's a term called canceling.
How do you cancel?
And that's what you're going to learn. There's canceling, and then there's simplifying. Okay? A lot of the times people simplify at the end of their problem. Canceling is what you just did. Or you saw how you...
So it's basically turning
It's
it
like-
improper to a
Well,
proper?
let me take that back. No, not that part of that. You remember when you did the 4/30 seconds?
The what?
4 over 32?
4 over 30.
When we had that with the...
Oh, yes. That.
Yeah. So, sorry, I got distracted looking at my paper. So, when we get into, like if I had 2 8ths and 2 5ths, let's say, and I'm multiplying, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's my first step for this multiplication problem?
To multiply to the column.
How do you think? What do you think?
I
We'll go back to that term right here after we do this.
go 40. I'm gonna write it on my board because
That's fine. Let me ask you a question. Did you just multiply or did you add?
it just multiplied.
Okay. Is that similar? Does that
Are you
step
supposed
see
to
like?
add when you multiply?
Does that
and
step
multiply
seem
when you add?
similar to what you do in addition?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to show you something.
So you basically reverse that, no?
So I'm going to show you something. So when we multiply, we can multiply straight across. There's no tricks to multiplication. Look. So 2 times 2 is
4. Oh. Never mind.
5 times 8 is
40.
okay.
Wow. That is easy.
Yeah, you see how easy multiplication is compared to addition and subtraction? You'd think that multiplication was harder.
Fun when I thought that was fun.
So what can I also do to this?
Simplify it.
Okay, and what would it equal if I simplified it?
Maybe 1/10.
Okay, hold that there while I use your board. So we have 2 8ths times 2 5ths, right?
Yeah.
Back to our term called canceling, okay? When I cancel, I'm looking at my problem, and it can't be, so it's not asking you to simplify it right now, okay? It's not asking you to change it and then multiply it, so we're leaving them like they are when they're the fraction as like this fraction is 1 and this fraction is 1, okay? What I can do when I cancel, though, is I can look at my diagonals. What does diagonal mean? Or can you just show me what it means?
I don't
If I look diagonally, I'm just going to look right here, okay?
Oh. Okay.
So this one would go with this one, and this would go with this one. So when I cancel, can these two be reduced?
What does that mean?
Simplified?
I don't know.
That's okay. That's what we're going over. I just wanted to see if you knew or not. So when I cancel, I can divide 2 by 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what does that equal?
1.
1. So what's my new fraction here?
1/5.
Okay. Can I divide 2 by 8?
Yeah.
How many times does 2 be divided by 8?
4 times.
Yep. And so what's my new fraction here?
2/4.
Okay. If I look this way, can I divide 2 into 5? Like an even amount of times?
No.
Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to look here and then try to cancel, okay?
Okay.
So now I have 2/4 times 1/5, right?
Okay.
So 2 times 1 is?
2.
And 4 times 5 is, sorry.
20.
Okay. So
So it's
I'm
basically-
still here. It's
it's
another step.
It's like the tens in each one has the 10 in it, basically. See?
Mm-hmm.
It has the same ones
Yep.
and tens.
But then I can also simplify this one. How do we always get lucky with the problems when we just want it to be a simple answer? We have to do another step. When I'm with you, like the negative fraction we got last time. And so that simplified would be 1/10, right? Is 2 20ths and 1/10 equivalent to 4 40ths?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder if 5 50ths would be.
Would it?
I guess. I don't know.
Let's look. So you want us to see if it's equivalent to 1/10?
Yeah.
Okay. 1/10. Is it equivalent to 5 50ths, you said?
Probably.
What did I multiply here? Times what?
5.
Times what?
5.
Or yeah. Is it equivalent?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so now we're gonna get on Khan
Because the
Academy.
bigger the number, the smaller it gets. That's why 100ths are so small.
Yes. So that's canceling, okay? And you're gonna get a little bit of more of a review right here with Khan Academy. So do you wanna use the ball or do you wanna stay in the chair?
It doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't either, I just don't want you to be uncomfortable.
Oh, I just like them.
Okay. So this is gonna last time you know how you were drawing out your you could put it go ahead. You know how you were drawing out your fractions? Like you were drawing your pictures and trying to see if it was equivalent?
Yep.
Okay. So like he kind of does a little more abstract like you do. So I thought this would be a good video for you to watch.
4/5 times 4/5. In a previous video, we've already seen how we can actually compute this. This is going to be equal to, in the numerator, we just multiply the numerators. So it's going to be 2
4
times
2
4.
is what?
2 times 4. And in the denominator, or we just multiply the denominator. So it's going to be 3 times 5. 3 times 5. And so the numerator is going to be 8 and 2/3. So let's draw 2/3. I'll draw it relatively big. So I'm going to draw 2/3, and I'm going to take 4/5 of it. So 2/3. I'm going to make it pretty big. 2/3.
Because I know you
2/3.
like to use your drawings.
This. So this is 1/3, and then this would be 2/3. Which I could do a little bit better job making those equal, or at least closer to looking equal. So there you go. I have thirds. Let me do it one more time. So here I have drawn thirds. 2/3 represents 2 of them. It represents 2 of them. And one way to think about this is 2/3 times 4/5 is 4/5 of this 2/3. So how do we divide this 2/3 into fifths?
Stop. Oh, okay. So what do you think that he is gonna do? He's gonna divide that 2/3 into 4/5. Okay.
Okay.
So what's one way you think you would do it? Okay.
I would do it if I was dividing it. Probably.
How would you split that 2/3 into 4/5? And you don't have to draw a new one.
Usually what I do is I make a bit one and I split it in half.
Mm-hmm.
And then I draw the thirds. Then I draw the fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Doesn't have to be perfect, babe.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so we're gonna take a second and look what he does, okay?
Well, what if we divided each of these sections into 5? So let's do that. So let's divide each into 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I could even divide this into 5 if I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to take 4/5 of this section here. So how many fifths do we have?
How many fifths do you
1,
have?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we got to be careful. These really aren't fifths. These are actually
what?
15ths, because the whole is this thing over here. So I should really say how many 15ths do we have? And that's where we get this number from. But you see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Where did that come from? I had thirds, and then I took each of those thirds and I split them into fifths. So then I had 5 times as many sections. 3 times 5 is 15.
You see how I did that?
But now we want 4/5 of this.
Does it make
right
sense
over
to
here.
you?
So we have,
Okay.
this is 10/15ths right over here. Notice it's the same thing as 2/3. Now if we want to take 4/5 of that, 4/5 of, if you have 10 of something, that's going to be 8 of them. So we're going to take 8 of them. So 1, 2,
It's a lot of colors here.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We took 8 of the 15. So that is 8/15ths.
Okay.
You could have thought it about it the other way around. You could have started with fifths.
I wanted to show you that way, just so you were able to see that if you ever wanted to use it, or if you want to do a little more of learning it that way, that's fine too. But I wanted you to be able to see that way because I knew you were drawing your boxes last time, okay? So now we're going to go down and we're going to practice multiplying fractions, okay?
Okay.
And you can use your board to kind of help you. Or if you want to do it in your head, it's whatever. And honestly, I haven't played around too much on this, so I'm not sure if you're supposed to simplify, but I would go ahead and do it. Because they don't really give you clear directions on it.
I don't write the answer.
In that box right there. Did you simplify it?
Yeah.
Yep, just put it in there as simplified answer. Okay, now, there you go. Okay.
It wants you to simplify?
Yep, it didn't really give you that instruction, but that's why I just told you to go ahead. And so then you'll be able to go to the next question, and it's going to have you do 7 problems, and then we're going to do an exit ticket, okay?
Okay.
All right.